What's up? Welcome to the I Am Badass series. Today we're going to talk about how to stop caring about what other people think of you. I know this is one of the hardest, gnarliest things, and I swear that learning the skill, because it is a skill to be learned, I don't know anybody that was born with the skill to not take it personally. And even if there's no reaction on the outside, if they're not freaking pumped and happy and literally living their best life, then they do care. It's just women like to talk about it more than men, but it still hurts, right? Either way you talk about it or not. But I swear this is one of the most amazing, incredible skills as a woman, as a leader, as a mother, as an entrepreneur. I work with these badass high achievers that are just fucking brave. Earth shakers, not the ones that are sitting back it's okay, dude, if I don't want to have a coffee with you, we ain't a good fit. You got to be awesome. You got to be badass. You got to be crazy. You got to be in. So before we get started, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, ding, and let's get right into it. So this is how I stopped caring about what people thought about me, how I stopped caring about their opinions, and how you can too. Now, the way that the brain and the mind works is we create an image, a picture, and then we attach an emotion to it. And so I would get stuck and spin around in these really horrible negative cycles. And I would just it was just one tiny thing could set it off. I remember one time I was washing the dishes and I was looking out the window and it was a really beautiful view and the sun was shining. And I was cool, I went to yoga that day. And then all of a sudden I got this thought, this picture, and it was about what somebody said something really mean about me in the past. And then I attached this emotion, I am not good enough. I can't believe they said that. If I was better, if I was perfect, I was prettier, if I was skinnier, this just proves. And then this anger towards them, how the frick could they say that about me? So I just started going down the rabbit hole because I didn't have that awareness, and it seems so real. So when we get this vision, this picture in our mind, and then we attach that emotion, it's literally the same freaking emotion and the same amount of power. Thinking about that is the same emotion, the same amount of power is when we actually went through that experience. It could have been a super traumatic experience, crazy level, 100 on the Richter scale, or it could have just been an annoying one, a level 2, but we feel that same feeling. And I've been through really traumatic experiences, and I haven't been to a doctor or labeled, but I imagine people would have told me that I had PTSD because, oh my God, I had these crazy traumatic experiences. And it's but I have been attacked, and I won't say many times, but Jesus, I've been attacked in my house. It's been super gnarly, right? Sexual attacks and physical attacks, and it's been crazy. And that was the old Lani, that was the old paradigm, that was the broken Lani, the burnout Lani. And I was you just can't shake it from your head. So whether you're in a really safe place, washing the dishes and looking out the window and oh great, and then you get this image, and then you get that feeling, and then you release those same these neurons fire in your brain, we're releasing the same gnarly survival fight or flight chemicals that we did the first time we went through that traumatic experience. And I was oh my God. So have you ever had that happen? You're sitting there in your bed or in a really safe place or at work, and you can't just go fuck shit up. You have to be all calm and normal, and then you get this image, and then you attach this negative emotion, and then all these crazy freaking hormones and chemicals are running through your body, and you're can't be a psycho and run because you're okay, I'm just gonna be normal, but your body is just it could run through a wall. It's in survival mode. It starts getting scared or angry or anxious or depressed, or have you ever had that happen to you? Let me know in the comments, because it's A, you're not alone, and B, because it's just an image and an emotion, it's not real. It's so amazing. I never thought I would be one to be able to not care about people's opinions of me, or not take stuff personally. I was literally the most obsessed with others and external things. And it's not that I'm perfect, so I definitely I'm not oh my God, yay, this woman said something mean to me. I don't think that, but I definitely get mean comments. I put myself out there. I'm really proud of it. Just because there's an opportunity for somebody to put me down, I don't care. I'm not going to stop telling you that you can do it, telling you that I freaking believe in you, and being a representative for women who can be totally badass. There's nothing more exciting to me than women who are freaking slaying it, spiritually, just so confident, so amazing, just in the most, I've got goosebumps, in an amazing relationship, just making love and so connected. Chris and I we made such beautiful love this morning, and we cuddled and we did our meditations, and I've literally had the best day ever. I have full goosebumps. I have 3 more freaking calls after this, and it's 4:35 p.m. I'm just like, oh my God, I was up at 5, kicking ass, took the dogs to the beach, and we've just had the best day ever. And then women who are financially killing it. I had lunch with one of my friends who I've known forever in high school, and she's just such a badass. She's literally built this business from nothing. She started hand making these wallets like at her house, and she has this most amazing business now. And she's like, I'm gonna do 10 million this year. And she's the nicest, kindest, most beautiful mom, wife, so creative, just her energy, she's like sunshine. And I'm like, I am so like into this. I'm so turned on in a way of like, this is what women need to hear and see. Like, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about how we invest. We need to talk about making money. And she's like, I don't usually talk about money, but you have good money energy. I'm like, thank you. I know. And I'm like, dude, your goals, like, that's so sick. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I just get so pumped. Like, I can donate so much money. When I'm making that much money, I'm going to buy the most amazing presents when I'm making that much money. I mean, I already donate a lot and buy amazing presents now, but it just makes me so excited to look to the future. So we like this, there's like a big gap. It's like, I mean, I've shared this before, but it's such a tiny, like, all of my coaches always have been men. I have my first female coach. It's a man and woman right now. And I'm just so pumped. Like, she did a sales training, and I just like I was like, oh, like to get sales training from a woman is like everything to me, because it's always been a man and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I don't think the same way you do. Like, what's up? It's so nice to like be around women who are just freaking badasses. Like, I'm like, dude, want to be known as like the most badass, like strongest, like kindest, most confident, freaking most successful, richest, like making an impact. I always think about this. I'm like, what is going to be on your tombstone? Like, oh, she was totally like a sissy and like burnout, like, you know, like the Lani, like the burnout Lani, like cared what everybody thought, like acted like it was real, even though our body's reacting like it's real, but it's not really happening. Like, we have control over our emotions and our feelings, where we put our attention, we put our energy. Nobody from the outside in, that's a definition of a victim mentality. Nobody from the outside in can control where we put our attention or where we put our energy. Yes, we have this insane journey. We make it difficult. Every time we don't need to just talk about the happy shit. When I'm having like a grumpy one, or when I'm like, this is so hard, and when I'm feeling so stretched to the max, I'm the one literally implementing this freaking drama. I'm the one implementing this chaos, but like, I understand that as part of the rule of creation, got a hair tickle, that chaos always follows creation. So I'm like, okay, this is just part of the process. But like, I'm the one making it harder than it is. But whatever, that's this human condition, when we like lean in to this uncomfortable new place, when we have to literally stop doing everything that got us here, let it go, throw it out the window, flush it down the toilet, because it will never get us there. So we have to stop doing everything that got us here in order to get to the greatness, to get where we want to go. That is so uncomfortable. Like, it's just human nature. You can't just be like, I changed everything. I don't care what people think anymore. I'm like this, you know, I just like work my hardest. I'm not a flake. I always keep my word. I go to best case scenario every time. I rewired my brain. I healed my body. I'm a bajillionaire. I've healed chronic illnesses, and I make an impact. Like, excuse me, you're going to get a couple bumps and bruises and a couple of knockouts on the way. Like, there's always got to be this feeling of like, oh my God, I'm like letting go of this. It feels like this crazy sacrifice. It's like this death. It's like, I'm letting go of the older version of me. But then we like get to the other side, and it's like, for fuck's sake, why did I make that so dramatic? Like, that was like this version of me is like so much smarter, so much more badass, and like just freaking killer on like all levels, like killer in a good way, like 80s killer, like radical. It's insane. So what I do and this is how I got over taking people's opinions of me like as if they were real and as if they were mine, because you can't, you know, the old saying, like you literally just can't please everybody. You're not peanut butter, you know? It's like, that's definitely true. But our energy is so important. And so if like, so I want 100% of my energy, because like why do I want 100% of my energy? I want to be like this best version of myself so I can totally help and serve others and have like the most amazing relationship. Like show Chris the best parts of me, my family, my clients, my Muay Thai coach, my friends, the ocean, my puppies. Like that's why I want to do that. And if I'm the side, well, I guess the little lie that the ego says, it's like, I can't believe you're not worrying about this. Like you're like lazy. You're lazy if you don't fucking worry about this and like take everything personal. Or it's like, or we'll be like, oh, how dare you? Like you offended her. Like you play small, you play dead. Like everybody wants us to like sit down, shut up, be quiet, don't cuss, don't be too loud, don't be too wild. And I'm like saying the opposite, sister. I'm like, be wild, be loud, let it rip. Speak your truth, because we don't need to freaking sit in the corner and shut up. Like 5% of women are in high ticket sales. 5. Salespeople make more money in the business than the owners do. Like why are only 5% women? It's just like, why in all the business courses, and like why are they just male dominated? Like why are the men I make $1 million a month, I'm 30. It's like, where's the women? I only see the men saying that. Like I want to see the women being total badasses. Like it's not time for us to sit down and play small. But when we want 100% of our energy, so on our tombstone, it's not like her life was like pretty shitty and like she regrets it. It's like, I don't want that on my tombstone. I do not want that on my tombstone. So if I need 100% of my energy, if every time somebody disapproves of me or, reports what they see on their level, I'm like, that might be what you see, sister, but you're on the ground. Like my ass is in the cosmos, so you can't see what I see, and I can't explain my decisions to you, and that's okay, and I don't need to, because you're just reporting on your level. But I'm not going to lower my consciousness to meet you at a lower level, because we choose our levels. Like that's the beauty of it. And so if I'm using my energy, it's like petrol. Think of it. So say you have a full tank and it's enough to get you from A to Z, from where you want to go, to live your dreams, to be creative, to be a badass, to freaking make $1 million in a month, to have amazing, beautiful, hot sex and lovemaking and traveling in the jungle and the beaches and making an impact. Like people coming up to you with tears in your eyes, like, oh my gosh, what you taught me changed my life. Like, gosh, that's so amazing. So you have enough petrol, enough gas to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. And say every time you put your attention outside of you, outside of your vision, outside of source, outside of your soul and your heart connection, whether it's a memory from the past when you got in a fight with your husband, whether it was yesterday when somebody flipped you off when you were driving, whether it was 20 years ago when your mom called you stupid and fat, or whatever, every time we put our attention there, every time you put your attention there, right? Can you resonate with me? Then you're taking your beautiful life force, your petrol, the very thing that you need, the only thing that can get you from where you are now to where you want to be, and you're just putting it down the shitter. And then we wonder, why am I so exhausted? Why am I burned out? You know what I mean? And then you're sitting there, you're waking up, you're overwhelmed, you feel like crap, you're not proud of yourself, you're crusty, you're crunchy, your back hurts, your relationship sucks, you feel stuck, you're in the masculine, you're pushing, you're like can't focus, you're like just obsessed with the external things, and you can't like stay here and stay grounded in your feminine and connect, and your energy's all blocked and stuck, and you don't have this creativity and you don't have this confidence, like when it is not a time to create when you're in survival mode. If all of your petrol is gone and you have nothing to get you from A to where you are now to where you want to be, you can't create. It's like if someone's outside of reminds me of those little Japanese movies, because it's like all foggy, my doors, you can see it through it. If someone's out there and I can see a gun and they're like, I'm going to fucking kill you, I'm not going to be like, let me just make this YouTube video and tell people about how to not, believe other people's opinions. That I'm going to be fucking freaking out. I'm going to jump out the glass window, slice my arm, drop 2 stories. I'm going to run for my life. Like you cannot create when you're in survival mode. And the way that we get into survival mode is we use all of our precious energy, all of our precious petrol on all this shit that happened in the past, and we focus on it, we put our attention on it, and then our body starts releasing these freaking chemicals, and there we are back in that traumatic spot. But again, we have, this is free will. We have control over this. This is, where are you going to put your energy? Well, that's a personal choice. Are you with me? Oh my gosh. So tell me, where in your life do you keep getting pulled to, right? So, because it's not the, oh my God, this one random thing sabotage me. It's like over and over. It's like this image is coming up over and over. You're attaching a negative emotion to it, and then you're just getting stuck in your tracks. You're just getting caught. It's like snipered. You're just like effed. Your energy is gone, and you feel like you start believing it, like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not good enough because of all the repetitions, right? So the way the brain works is association and repetition. So now we've repeated all these horrible times and all these horrible memories, like they've happened a billion times, but they didn't. They like once 10 years ago, but you've repeated it so many times that your body's like, oh my God, this happened to us a million times a day. We must not be good enough. Look how many people said we weren't good enough. But it's like, dude, you have the choice. Someone say, I don't have to go back to the past. I don't have to believe other people's opinions. So if you're really serious and you really want to get from where you are and you really want to be a leader, if you are a visionary, if you're a creator, if you're like, dude, I want to be the woman that shows the next generation what's up. I want to be a badass, business chick who's just like feels so sexy and confident. And I'm in my feminine and I'm just like, you wake up and you're just like in flow. It's like, God, I have these days, I get so in flow. I feel like I'm levitating when I'm driving the motorbike. I'm just like, you just feel so free and so inspired, and you're like, this is it, this is life, this is so beautiful. You're just like seeing things in such bright color. You feel so connected. It's so amazing. Like, isn't that the goal? And it's something so simple, but if you believe other people's opinions of you and you take them personally, it's impossible. You'll never get from where you are now to where you want to be because you don't have the petrol. You don't have the energy. Your attention is completely in the past. It's always focused on what went wrong, what you can't do on worst case scenario. And you don't have enough desire. Well, until you have enough desire and passion and purpose, you won't change it. Because most people are not willing to give up everything that they've used to get them here in order to get to that greatness and get to that amazing life. But are you willing to do that? So just a little simple distraction method. It's like when that image comes up and you attach a negative emotion to it and you start feeling shitty, it's like, no, baby, that is not true. That is not happening now. That is just an image. It's not real. Look around. What do I see? I've just attached a negative emotion to it. It's not real. And if you want to shift that, you can, but I can't do it for you. Your partner can't do it for you. Your mama can't do it for you. This takes a deep desire to change the way you're feeling and to change your attention. You can't take an aspirin and have it change. You have to have this deep passion and this deep purpose. Are you feeling me? I've got goosebumps. Do you have the passion? Say, I have the passion. Do you have the desire? Do you have the purpose? Do you have the inspiration? Say, I have the inspiration. I'm getting myself all pumped up. All right, so don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you answered yes, I have the passion, Lani, I have the inspiration to move energy, then you've got to come to my next live event. I get just the testimonials and the lives that have been changed just from learning the simple strategies, right? Of how to 7x your energy, how to control where you put your attention and your energy. It literally, our clients just got another message. I got pregnant right after the session. The first time I did it, the first session, I've been trying for a year. This is amazing. Like, oh, I 4x'd my income. I 7x'd my income. I got a message. I 7x'd my income. I have more confidence than I've ever had. It's amazing. So this is what I'm talking about. The link is in the description, or you can go to www.7xyourenergy.com. I will see you soon.